It's harvest season in Haryana and Punjab. The mandis are busy. Farmers are hauling in wheat and mustard for government procurement as they do every year. But this year, something feels different. There's a quiet anxiety running through the grain markets. And it's not about the crop, but about what comes next. Because the war in West Asia is now casting a shadow over India's farms. Farmers say the warning signs are already visible. Fertilizer supplies are slowing down. In some villages, trucks carrying urea and DAP have not arrived for up to 3 months. Farmers are now traveling 50 to 60 kilometers just to procure fertilizers. And even that comes with hesitation, as diesel use is being rationed. In some villages, farmers have started storing diesel because nearly 90% of farm equipment runs on it. The concern is simple. If inputs don't arrive on time, crops like paddy, maize and potatoes could suffer. Now, India depends heavily on fertilizer imports. Before the conflict, the Gulf region supplied 20 to 30% of India's urea imports, around 30% of DAP imports. That supply chain is now under stress. Government data shows India imported 14.94 million tons of DAP between April and January in FY26. That's up from 9.17 million tons a year earlier. Urea imports also surged by over 83%. This reflects growing dependence and with it, growing vulnerability. The situation at home is not entirely stable either. Domestic urea production has dropped from an average of 2.4 million tons to 1.8 million tons in March. Reports suggest national fertilizer plants in Bhatinda and Nangal have already shut down ahead of schedule. Others are operating at 70 to 75% capacity. The government has stepped in, increasing gas supply to push utilization up to 90%. But even if conditions improve, industry estimates suggest it could take up to a year for supply to fully stabilize. And then there is the panic. Across mandis, dealers say farmers are convinced a shortage is coming. They are not buying fertilizer for just one season. Instead, they are stocking up for 8 to 9 months ahead. There are also concerns of hoarding, with private players expecting prices to rise and holding back stock. Even advisories like limiting DAP use to 2 to 3 bags per acre are being ignored. Some farmers are buying 4 to 5 bags per acre, fearing future shortages. Advanced buying is also hitting farmers' wallets. A 50 kg DAP bag now costs 1,350 rupees. That's up from around 1,200 rupees a few years ago. Urea remains largely unchanged at 266.5 rupees per bag. For a 5-acre farmer, fertilizer expenses that earlier stayed between 22,000 and 26,000 rupees are now crossing 29,000 rupees upfront. Moreover, pesticide prices have risen by over 20% in just weeks. So farmers are preparing for a crisis, and that preparation itself is creating pressure on supplies, on prices, and on the wallets of those who grow the food the rest of us eat. The real test comes in June, when demand peaks and harvest cash runs out. Any delay then could directly hit yields and incomes. Follow for more stories.